Hello students, in this tutorial we will quickly see what is Jacobi and Gauss-Seidel iterative method, and then we will write a MATLAB code for this iterative technique. So basically Jacobi method is used for solving the linear system, but this is an iterative technique. Till now we have studied the direct method for solving the linear system, that is by using LU decomposition method and Gauss elimination method, but this Jacobi method is an iterative technique that solves the linear system of this form. So in this method what we do, we start with an initial condition and then we generate a sequence of vectors that finally converges to the solution X. So this Jacobi iterative method is mainly calculated through this iterative scheme. So I'll show that how this iterative scheme works. This is mainly the mathematical representation of the iterative scheme used in the Jacobi method. So suppose for the illustration purpose I have taken this example. So I need to solve this system of linear equation where x1, x2, x3 and x4 are unknowns, and we are interested in finding these unknowns with the help of the iterative technique. These all are unknowns. Okay, so let's see how this works. From the first equation you can see that I can write the first equation in the form of this, second equation like this, third equation like this, and fourth equation like this. From the first equation what you have done, you have found x1, and that is equal to 1 by 10 x2 minus 1 by 5 x3 plus 3 by 5. You can easily see. And from the second you have written like this in the third, and from the fourth equation you have written like this. Now for applying the Gauss-Jacobi method, what you need, you need an initial condition. So this I have taken 0 0 0 as initial condition, and when you put this initial condition in these equations, so what you will get, you will get this 3 by 5 whose value is equal to this. Now again put this initial condition over this x1 0, x3 0, x4 0 is 0 0 0, and you will get this. And again to find x3 1, you will here put the initial condition and you will get this, and to find x4 1 you will put the initial condition and you will get this. So this is a Jacobi method where you can see that how you start with the initial condition and then you put just the initial conditions over here, and then again here you will put the initial conditions and you will get the value of the successive iteration. Now in the next iteration, that is to find x1 2, that is the second iteration, what you need to do, you will apply the, just here in the place of 0 you will put 1, that is the calculated value in this step. Like in the first iteration you get x1 1, x2 1, x3 1 and x4 1. So in the next step, in the next iteration, when you want to find out x1 2, what you will use, you will use these iteration which you got in the previous step. So if I say my Gauss iteration Jacobi iteration scheme will be this, and x2 2 will be 1 by 11 x1 1 plus 1 by 11 x3 1 minus 3 by 11 x4 1 plus 25 by 11, and so on. You can see that from these equations only you will get these. Just in the place of 0 now you will use 1, and then you can find out all the iteration and get out of the loop when the difference between the two iteration is very less. So this is a table which I have shown. Like this is my first initial condition, and after putting this, my first iteration value is this, then putting this value, the second iteration is this, and by putting this, my third iteration is this, and so on. So you can see at the 10th iteration you will get a value of x1, x2, x3 and x4 which is like nearly equal to this 9th iteration. So we get out of the loop and show our output. Now let us see how we can write this Jacobi method with the help of matrix representation, and this matrix representation is useful for writing the MATLAB code. Our MATLAB code becomes very easier if we use this matrix form. Otherwise using this formula like applying this formula in the MATLAB code is a bit difficult, and it will have a lots of loop. So what do? We convert the iteration scheme into a matrix form, and then we see how this Jacobi works. So what we have done, we have split this A, the matrix A, that is the coefficients of you have already seen that we want to find out the solution of this equations. So what I have done, I have written this matrix A, breaking it into three parts, that is D minus L minus U. So D is what? The diagonal elements of A. See, these are the diagonal elements of my A matrix, minus a lower triangular matrix, which is nothing but the elements of A with minus sign, the lower triangular elements with a minus sign. This is by minus of L. I call it as L, and this is U. This is L because you can easily see that this is a lower triangular matrix, and this is called as U because this is an upper triangular matrix. So I can write this equation Ax is equal to B as D minus L minus U into X is equal to B, because A is now can be written like this. See, this is my A. You can easily see that this will be equal to this. So now A can be written as this. Now, so my equation, you can easily see that from this I can get this. And if D inverse exists and if AII is not equal to 0, then what I can do? I can write this X is equal to D inverse into L plus U into X plus D inverse into B. So this results in the matrix form of the Jacobi iterative technique. This is the matrix form of the Jacobi iterative technique, and you will see in the MATLAB code that how this matrix form is simpler to use to code. So this is nothing but if you put this x naught, that is the initial condition, if you put over here and if you solve this, you will get x1, then put x1 over here, you will get x2 and so on. So this is the matrix form of Jacobi iterative technique. Now we will move on to the Gauss-Seidel method, and this is the modified iterative technique from the Jacobi method, and it is much faster than the Jacobi method. So let's see what are the modifications that is made with the help of an example. So see what I have done. This is my system of linear equations, and we are interested in finding x1, x2, x3 and x4. So these all are unknown. So again we will start with the initial condition 0 0 0. Now what is the modification over here is that, see, at the first step you will find out that you have two unknowns, like to find x1 k, you want x2 k minus 1 and x3 k minus 1. So you will use this initial condition, that is this and over here. Now see the modification in this second equation. Now since the value of x1 k is known from this step, you will put the value over here. But in the Jacobi method, what you were doing, you were putting here the initial conditions only. Like in the Jacobi method, you will put this as 0 only. But in the Seidel method, what we have done, we will put the values which we are getting. Like here you calculated the value of x1k, so whatever will be the value you will put over here, and the rest which are not found out till now, you will use the previous value, like x3 0, like this one will be 0 and this will be also 0. Again, now you can see that now this one is now known. So what you will do, you will use this and this for finding x3k. So you will put this x1k over here, the value of x1k over here, x2k over here, and then you will find out this x3k, and this x4k since you haven't find out yet, so you will use this 0 only. So putting this 0 over here, and now you find x3k also, so you will put this x3k over here, and here this x2k, and plus 15 by 8, so you will find this x4k also. So this is a very good modification, and what does it do? It makes the iterative scheme fast. Like Gauss-Seidel converges more faster than the Gauss-Jacobi method. Because of this modification, you can easily see that instead of using the older value, what we do, we use the values which we are getting at that point. So this is the table. We started with this, and then we get the first iteration as this, second iteration as this, third, and you can see that in the fifth iteration only we get the desired accuracy. And in the Gauss-Jacobi method, we need to find out 10 iteration to get this much of accuracy. So you can easily see that Gauss-Seidel method is faster than the Gauss-Jacobi method. So here this is a matrix representation of the Gauss-Seidel method. This is again useful when you will be coding in MATLAB. So what you have done, you have written the scheme, that is, this is our modified formula, and what you have done, you will multiply this with a II from in both the side, and then what you have to do, you have to separate out this k and k minus 1. So what I have done, in my left hand side I have written all the terms with this power k, and in my right hand side I have written all the terms with this k minus 1 power plus bi's. These are bi's. So in the left hand all the k's, in the right hand k minus 1 and bi's. So you will easily see that this is nothing but, if we write in the compact form, this is my diagonal matrix of A minus L into xk. You can see that you can write this side in the matrix form like this, and in the right hand side like this. So again, if D minus L inverse exists, what you can write? You can write xk is equal to D minus L inverse U xk minus 1 plus this. So this is the matrix form of the Gauss-Seidel method, and this will be useful for writing the program in MATLAB. Now there is, so you must be thinking that the Jacobi method and Gauss-Seidel method converges for every choice of the initial condition or not. Like if you choose any initial condition, whether you will get the solutions or not. So if our system is diagonally dominant, then we are sure that okay, for any initial condition we will get the solution. Another important theorem is this, that For any x not belonging to R, the sequence defined by this is nothing but you can say that the matrix form of our iteration scheme. So this converges to the unique solution if and only if this rho of t is less than 1. This is what? This is the spectral radius of t. So what you need to do is that you have this t matrix and you will find out the spectral radius of this t, and if it is less than 1 you will say that for any choice of the initial condition my iterative technique will converge to the unique solution. So in the Seidel method, what is your t? This one will be your t. So what you need to do is that find out the spectral radius of this matrix, and if this matrix has a spectral radius less than 1, then you will say that for any choice of the initial condition you will get the unique solution. Or if you get a diagonally dominant system, then you can also say that for any choice of the initial condition, like your iterative technique will converge to the unique solution x. So now let us move on to the MATLAB. So we will now see the MATLAB coding for the two methods, Jacobi and Gauss-Seidel method. So this is the code for the Jacobi method. So first I have declared this A matrix and B matrix, which is same, which is given in the question, which we have already discussed. This is my initial value. This is a diagonal matrix, that is we are creating a matrix D, which is a diagonal matrix that is collecting all the diagonal elements of the matrix A. This L is a lower triangular matrix. This tri L is for creating the lower triangular matrix, and it is eliminating the diagonal element from it and give its value to variable L. This U is a upper triangular matrix, and then it is eliminating the diagonal elements. So we can you have already seen that we can write A as D minus L minus U. So we are doing that only. We are creating all these three matrices so that we can write A as this. Now we are initializing this vector x as with the x0. Now we have considered error as 10 so that our while loop works for the first time. So this is mainly, if you can say that 10 is greater than, so it will work and it will execute these steps. So you have already seen that this step is a matrix form in the Jacobi iteration. So you have just written this in the matrix form, the Jacobi iteration method in the matrix form, and then it will execute till the this error is not less than this value. So finally your answer will be printed by this step. So I have used the MATLAB to run this, and I got this output for the Jacobi method. Now I have done the same programming for the Gauss-Seidel method, and the main difference is over here only. Other things are the same as the Jacobi method, and then you can see that I have reduced the tolerance also, but I got the accuracy in very small time. Here x4 is 1.000. So you can compare the two programming and see that I have the difference in this step. And this, instead of taking the absolute value, I have taken the infinity norm between the two consecutive iteration. This is the way of finding out the infinity norm in MATLAB. Now there is another method, that is SOR, which is successive over relaxation. So this method is mainly used to accelerate the convergence of the system that are already convergent by Gauss-Seidel technique. So this is mainly used just to accelerate, and this is the coding for SOR, that is this is the coding for SOR, and here again you will see that there is a difference in only this line. This is the matrix form for this SOR scheme, which is mainly used to accelerate the convergence of those two schemes. Here I have used a different A and B, and I found that my solution is coming out to be this. So let us now copy paste this programming in our MATLAB and run the program. So I have copy pasted the code in my MATLAB, and then I'll press this run button to execute my program, and then I can see that my output is coming out here, which you can check by putting in the equation, or if you want to check that whether your result is correct or not, just put A, that is your A matrix backslash B matrix, and press enter. You will see that you will get the exact solution. This is the inbuilt way of finding out the solution of the linear system. So you can check your answer that whether it is correct or not by just typing A backslash B, and you can see that this is the result by A backslash B, and this is the result by your Gauss-Seidel scheme. So these both are same, means your programming has no error. So again what we can do is that check our SOR scheme. So what I'll do, I'll comment this because I want to find out the solution for this system. So I'll uncomment this one, and then I'll uncomment this, and I'll comment this, because the difference in the Gauss-Seidel and the SOR is only in the matrix representation form. So then I'll again press run button, and see you have this solution for the given system of equation. Now you can again check that whether this is correct or not by pressing A backslash B and then press enter, and you can see that this is the solution given by the MATLAB, which is already inbuilt function, and this is equal to the answer which you find out by SOR method, successive over relaxation. So this tells you that your MATLAB programming is correct. So I hope these methods are clear.